doing something fun today. Are we a cooking show?
Cooking show.
Maybe.
Tita's Kitchen.
The Titas, the Lolas. Are we aunties? Are we grandmas?
Sometimes we switch.
I know.
Depends if it's a Friday or a Monday.
Are we ninongs? I mean,
ooh, maybe.
all of them. But you know, in the same way that Titas like to give advice, whether friends ask for it or not, that's kind of what we're going to do today.
Although sometimes you listen to the Tita and sometimes you don't. And today, well, that's up to you, but I think you should listen to the Titas.
I would say listen, the tips from the Titas.
That's right. Where's my Tita hat?
I
Where's
know.
my Tita hat?
I know. Well, I will say that Allison and I haven't always been Titas together. We met a couple years ago at our co-working space, The Assembly, and the more we hung out and talked mostly about food, we realized that some of our work stuff kind of melded together as well.
In this beautiful Venn diagram, if you will.
Yes. So there's a lot of overlap here. And this talented woman has a lot of talent overlap for you too. So I know a lot of you out there have social media followings and are still trying to figure out, what do I do with this? Like, what's the secret behind using my Instagram, my Pinterest, or whatever you have to actually help grow your business? So Tita Allison over here has a secret recipe for us to turn our followers into customers.
Yep. And it's pretty simple. It's only 3 ingredients, just like this matcha latte we're about to make.
Yeah, so we're going to make a matcha latte, but I want to give you space to brag first. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Sure. So I'm an online marketing consultant, and I work with some really big names out there, and I help them sell their products online. And I was talking to Praise about, how our worlds overlap and sort of like what your avatar is. And one thing that I've noticed that is a lot of people will build these social media followings without really knowing what to do with it. So I worked with businesses who have really huge social media followings, really big email lists, and they kind of have that down to a science. So I'm really excited to share this recipe today.
We are so lucky.
Wow.
Ay, galing. So lucky to have her here, and so lucky that we can make something delicious in the process. So tell us secret ingredient number 1.
All right, so the secret ingredient number 1, well, we have matcha for one, so I'm just going to put that in there. But for your business, it's a solid email strategy. Come on, let's get out of there.
Solid email strategy.
Yeah, so if you have the way I like to look at it is your social media following is a great way to funnel people into your email list. And the best way to do that is have a really good, no-brainer, irresistible freebie. So Praise, let's talk about your following and your freebie. What is the freebie that you have right now?
So on my website and also on my social media, I have 5 tips anyone can be a better photographer.
Great. Okay. And I remember you telling me that your avatar, before we started rolling, is like the creative entrepreneur who wants to grow their business online. They have a social media following. So with that, I think one way that we could make this a little bit even more targeted and getting the people who are more likely to buy from you is having a freebie that's focused on the entrepreneur side of it, right? So it's like 5 ways to use phone photography for X type of business, or if you're a creative entrepreneur. Then you'll have all of these examples throughout there, so that when you present your offers in the email list, then that makes it a really no-brainer for them. But also, I'm curious about what are the once they do opt in, what are the different CTAs that you have in there?
Yeah, so once they opt in, they get the free guide, but then I also give them offerings of, especially if they're in San Francisco, to come to this studio and do a personal brand
Look at
session.
this lighting.
Hey,
I'm not wearing makeup really, just
natural
eyeliner.
Hey. So personal brand session is what is my other call to action, and then I have a few other digital downloads that they can do too.
Oh, cool. What are some of the digital downloads?
There are mobile presets. And so in my 5 tips anyone can be a better photographer, and in my upcoming freebie, as per my consultant has advised me, how to, for small business owners, how to use mobile photography to make the sale. Empowering them with presets that they can use on their phone to make their pictures pop.
And remind me, as someone who's a total photography newbie, what's a preset?
Oh, that is a great question. What is a preset? So with editing, there's a lot of different steps you can do. Change the exposures, change the coloring, change the highlights and the lowlights, and it's like a lot of work. And so wouldn't it be great if a professional photographer kind of just gave you a quick way to do it in one click? That is it. I have preset those things for you, so to make that photo editing a lot easier.
I see. So it's almost like a copywriting template.
Exactly.
Like an email template, a landing page template. You don't have to hire a copywriter to do it for you. Just have these templates and then you're good.
Yes, that's precisely it.
Cool. I love that. Yeah, so that's really important, and I'm glad we talked about that, because the wider that distance is between your freebie and what you have to offer in your emails, the harder it is to convert them. Because we want to cast a wide net, but not so wide that when people see your offer, they're like, that doesn't really make sense for me, or that doesn't really apply to me. So that's why we want to make sure that that freebie is really targeted to that ideal avatar that we talked about.
I like it. So they can make that jump and that decision to opt in or purchase a lot easier.
We want the right people raising their hands.
Ah, I get that. I get that.
It's like you're inviting them to a party and the end result is like, or the party is about a certain type of food. You want people who like that kind of food.
Yes.
So they'll enjoy the party and then they'll enjoy the company.
Yeah, I've heard people say, like, you're going to attract the right people when you really put out a specific ask, and you're going to repel the people you don't want to work with anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like it. Okay,
Exactly.
So then our ingredient number 1 was a solid email strategy, but then was that second ingredient kind of the things I talked about?
Sort of. So,
Okay.
yeah, that's a good segue to that. So the second ingredient, do you want to go to the matcha first, or should we reveal the second ingredient for the secret recipe? What do you think?
I think we can go for it, the second one.
Okay, cool. So it's the irresistible offer.
Irresistible offer.
And that irresistible no-brainer offer is what's going to get people to say, shut up and take my money. Like, yes, I want to buy from you. This is the exact thing that I've been needing in my business or in my life or whatever that is. So the question I like to ask is, like, what is the dream come true for your ideal avatar? And you mentioned that you have a strategy session, right, for your for headshots, like a personal branding session. You have the presets for that. So those are 2 really good offers, but I wonder if there's a third one that we can talk about. So let's say that there's someone who, let's imagine someone bought both of those.
Okay.
What would be another step for them in the future, like after that they need to grow their business using photography or personal branding or anything like that? Or like what are some of the roadblocks that they're experiencing once they have those photos already?
Those things in place. I would say, especially in the world that we live in, is like constantly update photos, having to keep on creating like fresh content. I would say is the struggle to continue to stay relevant. So I guess to answer your question, what would be my dream for my avatar person, or what would be the dream for the avatar like to happen to them?
Yeah, what would be their dream come true? Like if they can have you wave a magic wand and then something would happen. To sort of build off of what you're saying, what you said about content, that's a really big pain point for these people, especially if they're focusing a lot on social media. So content is like they're posting every day, sometimes twice a day. So how do they even do that? Like, do they need some type of content plan, content calendar, some way to map all of this out, and then integrate the photos that you have in there? You see where I'm getting at? Like, I think there's something there with some type of workshop where you're like helping them map out all of their content with all of their photos. So that way, 1, that's solving that problem for them, and 2, they're actually using the photos in the best way possible, because you want those photos to be really used, not just, in their LinkedIn profile or their website or, in their social media avatar, but like throughout all of their entire content.
Oh, I like that.
And I think that could be a high ticket thing too, because you know these are like really good lower ticket offers, which is great to get them introduced to you. But this could be like one of the higher end offers that you have.
So that irresistible offer, it makes sense to them, right? They're already my customer. They have my presets. We already did a personal branding session. They have some content. They might need help and guidance to put it all together in a sustainable way.
Exactly. That's the next step for them. So you're just like helping them through every step. Like you already got those like first 2 steps down, and then this is the rest of it.
Would you say that is the milk in this matcha latte recipe?
Absolutely, yeah. So that's the second ingredient in the recipe is like sort of this creamer, which we used a coconut milk. I believe it's organic and
it's
sustainable
organic
and sugar-free.
Yes, unsweetened.
Yep. So we're going to pour it in here?
Yeah, we're going to pour that right in there.
Right.
Yum. And then we can do a little whisk action.
Just want to make sure we're not
Waste
dropping anywhere.
not. Look at her go.
Like a real tita, you know. By the way, for those of you listening and you don't know Tagalog, tita means auntie.
Yeah, tita means auntie.
Just to bring that back.
Lola means grandmother. Ninang means godmother. Basically, all roles that are nurturing and affectionate and really fun and always carrying around a Louis Vuitton bag. That's basically...
Whether it's real or not, hey, we don't judge.
Yeah.
That's great.
You got it from Chinatown, it's fine. It's totally fine.
Look at that color. That's beautiful. Also, I had like a little bit on my thumb, and I think I'm going to be up all night now. I've got my caffeine. We're good.
I like it.
All right. There we go.
Excellent.
It's beautiful. I want to be careful about setting them down. Okay.
We're good.
Great.
Okay, so we have our email strategy. We have our irresistible offer. Is there anything else in this recipe that we need?
So, the third ingredient in converting your customer or your followers into customers is really having a really simple and proven system for testing those offers before you build them out. So what we don't want to do is spend all our time building this video course or writing a book that we know people don't want to buy, because you know you'll spend 3 months, even longer doing that. Then you're going to spend time on a launch, and then you're going to come up short on sales. So that's what we don't want to happen. So I have a really simple system for this that I cover in my book, and one of them.
Her book she already quoted, but you didn't know. But Shut Up and Take My Money.
Yes.
Is the title of her book.
That's what we want our customers saying. So the first step is, once you have that idea, is to test it out in a couple different ways. One is testing it out for interest, and a really easy way to do that is post about it on social media. See what people are reacting to. Are people not reacting at all? Or are they just liking but not commenting or asking questions about it? That should usually tell you if you can proceed to the next step. And then the second step is to sell for, or like test for, other engagements. So you could either start a wait list where you email your list and say, hey, I'm thinking of putting this together. Would you like to be interested, or are you interested in joining us? And that's your wait list. And you're not making a hard sell, and no one's going to know if no one said they're interested. It's just a really easily personal invitation. And the third part is testing for actual payments. So once you move through those 2 steps and you have that validation, that's when you make the offer to your email list and your social media following. So that's when you put that out there and like you put a price point to it, see how many people buy, and then you can start building it and getting paid to build it. Because you already have an idea of what is included in there. You have an outline of what that includes, but you don't have to build it until people are already paying for it and you know they're pre-purchasing.
I love that, especially, I will admit, as a creative, I'm a really good idea starter, and I am a good finisher, but maybe it would have been more successful if I just tested it out a little bit, strategized a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that is the final ingredient that makes this secret recipe really work, huh?
Yep, like this creamer here. Can you tell us about this creamer?
Also coconut, also organic. I mean, it's sweet, so there's like a little bit of sugar in there.
Should we put all of it? What do you think?
We should go all the way.
Okay, all right. There
we go. Look at that A/B testing happening in there. That pre-sale sign up, that wait list.
Yeah.
Wow, it's making it look so delicious.
There we go.
So tell us, while you're whisking that together, how can people find you online?
Well, I just described part of my system, so you can get the full details at takemymoneybook.com.
Takemymoneybook.com.
Yeah, you could download my ebook there. I cover exactly how to do these steps that I just kind of covered, and that's it. That's where you can get shut up and take my money and get your customers saying that for yourselves.
Allison Carpio.
Praise Santos.
You're the best. She's a matcha latte queen, online marketing consultant, genius. Thanks for sharing this with us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah. Do you want to try it?
It's probably 2 p.m.
It's gonna affect your sleep.
Yeah.
This is why we call each other Lola.
Yeah.
So.
But you tell me, how is it?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Watch out. We're opening up a boba shop as well.
Boba gals, boba titas.
Boba Lolas in the house.
That's
Thank
right.
you so much.
Thank you.